So, it is 7 in the morning, and we are here at the Stewart's on the corner by my house because it is kind of their grand reopening. They've just reopened a new kind of new location, new building. So, gas is 10 cents cheaper. Egg sandwiches are $1.99 instead of like $3.50 or so. But we don't go into Stewart's just because it's like a grand reopening. You know, don't get me wrong, I like Stewart's. 7 in the morning is a little early for me to make a pilgrimage. No, there is a greater purpose. We have a road trip. So we're gonna make sure that everything's good before we get going. We're gonna start out with topping off the gas tank. Grabbing an egg sandwich. Make sure these are all topped off. And check the oil level, which is low. So I'm gonna head back inside, grab some 5W30 and get that topped off because today we are going on a road trip. Where are we going? What are we doing? It's all for Faith's 200,000 mile makeover. I'll give you details on the other side of the really cool intro I made. So, Faith's 200,000 mile makeover, which we started with the headlights and is now moving on to the next step. There's a couple things that I've kind of wanted to kind of keep an eye on. One of those being seats. I was looking at racing seats and like trying to get one that would still like route the seatbelt properly around the back here because it's going to be a road car. It's not going to be a track car. But racing seats look cool and they can be really comfortable because they're like properly bolstered and everything like that. Not that these seats are awful, but I had a loaner over the summer that was like fantastic compared to it. So I said, well, maybe we can upgrade at least to the seats from the Saturn ION Red Line. It'd be Recaro racing seats, the 03 to 06 year kind of thing. And I'm looking and I decided to look on eBay, see what was available. And it's like, wow, like a clean set is like $650 just for like the front seats. That's more than I want to spend. But eventually I found a listing that was $400, and that's still like more than I wanted to spend, especially because it was for local pickup. But it's like, but at the same time it's not paying for shipping, so okay, whatever. I guess I sat on it. I thought about it, and eventually I said, okay, I will submit a bid for $300. Thinking like that's lowball, like from 400 to say 300. There's no way the buyer's gonna accept it. So it is road trip time. The seats are in Matthews, North Carolina. For the uninitiated, I am near Albany, New York. It is a 12.5-hour drive. I have enlisted the help of my friend AJ. AJ, go ahead and spin that to yourself.
Howdy.
And we are taking a weekend that is going to be just tightly focused on this one thing. We are driving down today. It is Friday, October 18th. Tomorrow morning we will be picking up the seats and driving back because then I work on Sunday. AJ, I believe I've said so before, but thank you again for the day off that I believe you needed to take in order to make the timing work on this. I am super appreciative.
I wasn't gonna let him drive alone because it's a long drive. Like truckers don't do that.
Yeah, it would definitely have been something that like, oh, if I could have gotten an extra day off, it might have made it a little easier. Like I could do it. I spent a long time loading up podcasts last night on CDs. I would have to take breaks more often. It would take longer overall. While having a co-driver where we can switch off back and forth, I think that this will work just fine. And it should be a really fun time. So I'm looking forward to the road trip itself. And on the way back, riding in style in some brand new, or actually rather used but new to me, Saturn ION Red Line Recaro racing seats. Annville, Pennsylvania, or maybe halfway between Annville and Lakedale. I'm not positive of the town borders here. I see a sign for both, but the hats inside say Annville, home of Funk's Restaurant. And more importantly to us, this is an Exxon gas station. It's the first exit after we've merged onto I-81 going north. We've had a solid 4.5 hours so far, taking 87 off to 287 and then 78 west. We are now in central Pennsylvania, and we're going to be carrying 81 south all the way into North Carolina. We're going to be on this interstate for another 600, 700, a lot of miles, a lot of time. So we had a quick break. AJ's still a little sleepy because I picked him up from work when he got out at 6 in the morning.
Well, how was your day at work?
Well, not too bad, actually.
Well, that's wonderful, dear.
So he's gonna take a nap. I've gotten out. I've done some stretching. I'm ready to go to hop back in for the next leg of the trip. So we've just passed 3 state lines in about 30 miles. Don't worry, we're hands-free at the moment. I mean, hands are on the wheel. 3 state lines in 30 miles or so, and it's kind of like a going to weddings corridor for me. A couple years ago, my cousin was married around Frederick, Maryland, which was halfway through the 10 miles that we were in Maryland just now. And 2 weeks ago, one of my friends was married around Winchester, Virginia, which we're about to pass through right now. So I forget which side of the highway this is on, but I'm just going to say, hello, my friend's in-laws. And I'm friends with the bride too, so hello, my friend's parents. We now, after that quick 1, 2, 3, we are now going to be in Virginia for quite a while. And everything's green down here. Like, the leaves have changed mostly up near us, and it was even visible halfway through Pennsylvania. Leaves are green. Eventually they're going to drop, but it's not time yet, and I don't think they're going to be remotely as beautiful as they are up near where we live. Other than that, like, we kind of got out of a corridor of a whole bunch of construction, and it's been pretty smooth driving ever since West Virginia. And I'm looking forward to the next few hundred miles that we have to go until we get to Route 77. So AJ, how's driving my car?
It's not too bad. Well, I've driven it before, right?
I think so, yeah. What do you normally drive again?
Lately, Hyundai Tiburon.
Right.
But before that, Honda Civic, and then before that, I had my Acura, and then before that, I had a Saturn SL2.
So, this is really thrilling driving right now that we've got.
Oh, yeah. I'm going like a whole, I think 8 miles an hour.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's, I'm cruising along. It's really good, 0 to 60.
0 to 60 of yes?
Yeah.
Probably. After 20 more minutes of this.
Yep. I'm just rolling right along.
So, we made it to Charlotte. There was construction on the way. We were slowed down by 30 to 40 minutes on a particular stretch that was a merge, then merge, then merge. And we kept in good spirits.
Yeah, there was a lady in a Mustang from Tennessee alongside us. Less good spirits.
Yeah.
Much less.
She's on her phone like, these assholes.
She didn't appreciate their existing construction, their existing other people who needed to drive on roads.
We're listening to the Eagles, and we can hear her through her window into our window. She's the next lane over. And like, if she bothered to pay attention, she probably could have heard us talking about her. But I almost wanted to just like pull up and be like, I know, right? How dare there be other people driving on the road?
We kept up with this shtick for a little bit, and we might have done it loud enough for to hear her and do this.
Again,
on
if she
purpose.
wasn't so self-absorbed in what she was doing.
She was also, road raging with no room to drive anywhere, so I didn't want her to, I don't know, pop out of her vehicle and start,
exactly.
come after us.
Yeah, let's not. So
Pass on that.
So yeah, we went well. AJ took over driving for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but otherwise,
Something there.
yeah, a bit. We got into Charlotte. We actually got here, and we got here about 10 to 9, and met up with your uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle Doug?
Yeah, my Uncle Doug. He and his wife and kids live in the same town where we're picking up the seats, so it was like fantastic.
We're nearly here. We're staying at a hotel tonight. Oh, we're nearly here, and I'm like, you know what I could really go for? Because the last time that we ate was the egg sandwiches in the morning, $1.99 Eggwich at Stewart's. We had some trail mix on the way. We had like some
A couple of bananas.
Yeah, bananas, a couple of crackers, and a thing of Fig Newtons. That was my idea contribution.
Yeah.
But like we hadn't had a meal, so I said, you know what I can go for? Barbecue. We're in the South. North Carolina is the South. I want barbecue. And so your uncle found a spot for us called
McCoy's.
And
He went, this is the real McCoy's.
yeah. It was cool. It was fun. And I prefer dinosaur barbecue back home, but it was still really good.
Yeah. It's not bad. Like I said, the place I've been to a couple times, maybe if we have time tomorrow, is Iron Pig Barbecue in Richmond.
In Richmond, Virginia. I think Richmond, Virginia is a little out of our way.
It is.
Considering it wasn't signed at all on 81 down the way.
Yeah, no.
No, I mean, not that we would have seen it. We had the sun in our eyes for 6 hours straight because 81 goes southwest.
We'd have to take 95 up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to veto 95. I want to get home Saturday, not Monday.
Yeah, no. That's fair.
We got back after barbecue. We checked using the socket wrench that we're going to need a 15 millimeter socket for tomorrow. We have standard Imperial units, but 5/8 works well enough, and we checked that the bolts would come loose, and they do, so we're ready for picking up the seats tomorrow morning.
Switching them over.
I'm really excited. Like, it all of a sudden hit me like, oh my god, like, this is happening. Like, it's not the most, oh my god, this is happening moment I've had, because I do movies, and there's a lot of...
Yeah.
Yeah, with Tooth Fairy Hypatia, oh my god, this set is here.
Yeah, this set is finally done.
This is happening, and a bunch of milestones like that. But this is exciting. So we're gonna rack out. I'm gonna read maybe a couple chapters of Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames, which is fantastic. It's a sequel to Kings of the Wild. I would have it on me if I realized I was gonna do a BookTube plug, but fantastic books. One of my top 5 debuts of the decade with Kings of the Wild. So I'm gonna read a couple chapters of that. Rack out. We're gonna wake up, got a continental breakfast in the morning, and then we are on our way to Matthews, North Carolina, to pick up new seats for Faith. We will see you guys in the morning. Morning, boys. We are now in Matthews, North Carolina. We have made it. We are waiting for the buyer to show up. That is them right now because Google brought us to a slightly different area, and this may not be the correct one. Is there a high school across? The answer is no.
No.
So we've made it to Matthews, North Carolina at the correct Harris Teeter. We're actually not in Matthews, we're just outside of it, but there was some confusion with the directions, and we weren't at the right one. Not even sure we were given the right address, but we were given this address, and we've been told landmarks, and we're here. So the seller is going to show up in a few minutes, so we're just going to wait outside for them, pick those up, and do the seat swap in just a moment.
Slipped right off.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, we got the seats. You can't see them because we're sitting in them. AJ, as comfy as they are. So they have seen some use. They definitely have wear on them. I knew that going in, but from that like 2 seconds of me sitting in there,
They're
nice
comfy.
and comfy. Nice and comfy. We're gonna get these installed. If you want to see a full how-to on how to install them, I'm not gonna put it into this video, but we are gonna film that video while we're here. So just click the info card that is right above my head. That'll bring you to that video, how to swap the front seats on a Saturn ION.
They definitely have back and butt support, let me tell you what.
Although the instructions will be good for, you know, any front seats of any of the models of the ION. Possibly for like the Cobalt and HHR, not quite sure. Anyway, we're gonna shoot that. I'm gonna show a couple clips in the next montage and we're gonna be on the road. And after probably the first 50, 100 miles, we'll come back and say how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Should be nice and comfy. So we've got the new seats installed. Again, you could follow the info card to the installation procedure, but they're in. I love them, they're nice and comfy. But one thing that they don't have is the seatbelt guide that keeps the seatbelt out around here, positions it properly. I have new ones on order, but they are delayed because of the GM UAW strike that just got resolved a couple days ago. So those should come in. They're from a Chevy Cobalt and they should fit. But until then, my old seats had the seatbelt guide and they should fit just fine. So I'm gonna have this kind of two-tone thing going on. AJ, you said something about, like, kind of joking about that?
I was telling them we're gonna have to get just an all-black interior for the car.
Because it's a tan interior, but like the dashboard, the center console, everything's all black. But like the door panels are tan, as are the seats, as well as the headliner. The headliner is the thing that would be the most annoying to swap over.
Yeah.
But I could see just slowly getting more of a black interior.
Actually,
But this just drops right in, and there we go. So it's not as nice a headrest as before, but it is going to hold the seatbelt and keep that proper, especially because these seats do not have the passenger airbag sensor connection that was in the stock seats. So AJ's passenger airbag may not go off. I'm gonna have to look up probably jumping something in the fuse box just to tell it that yes, please hit that in case of an accident.
and don't crash.
Yeah, don't crash.
Don't
It's going to
crash.
be pretty important. On that note, it's going to be raining here a little bit later and we want to try to beat the weather out of here. So we're going to pack up the old seats into the car, head into the Harris Teeters. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And grab something really quick for the road and we will be heading back up to New York. So we pulled off on this first kind of big rest area on 77 North. Wanted to see if there was gas here. There's not, but I'm gonna get out, walk around. This being the second day, I just want to make sure that we're taking common enough rest. But we've had about an hour in the seats.
Yeah, and they are nice.
They're nice. They're comfy.
Relaxing.
They sit just like slightly taller. They still have the driver's side still has the height adjustment. I have that down all the way. It still sits slightly taller, which just my hair brushing the top of the car, and my side mirror that the switch doesn't work. So I got to see if I can just like push that down manually without breaking the gears.
That one.
That one's fine because
Okay.
that's the convex one, and it doesn't really change that much. So yeah, it's this was a good purchase. They obviously need some cleanup, and that's something that I'll do on my own time, probably not as part of a video, but nice and solid bolstering. I like. I'm gonna get out, walk, and we're gonna get right back on the road. Trying to arrive by. Right now, our ETA is showing just shy of 11, but you know we're gonna have stops for gas and maybe food on the way. So I want to arrive. I want to arrive before midnight. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool, because I work in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
To the road we go. have made it back. It is just after midnight. We have driven, well, we haven't driven 40 hours, but it's been about 40 hours since we set out, and about 1,700 miles. We are right back where we started, at the Stewart's on the corner. And it has been a really fun trip. First off, like, thank you. This has been a really fun time. We traded off a little bit on the way down. It took a few hours. I drove the whole way back up. I was pretty much fine to do it. I don't know if we can credit the seats for that.
Well, all right, we'll give them a tiny bit.
Sure, yeah, they were comfy. You can sort of see them back there. I have the lights on, but the inside lights on, but I don't know if you have an angle for it. But yeah, I mean, aside from stopping for that verdict on the first rest stop, there wasn't a whole lot else to say. So, you know, we set off from Charlotte where it was
A lot warmer?
60s. It is in the 30s right now.
I think you can see my breath.
Oh, absolutely. Freaking-lutely. We crossed the border into New Jersey, and I happened to glance at the intake temperature gauge on my car, and I said, oh look, northeast temperatures.
Back down to 55. We were,
Yeah, Pennsylvania's mid-Atlantic. New Jersey might be considered mid-Atlantic, but no, we crossed the border into New Jersey, and
chilling.
we needed to get gas a few times, and we did that. We stopped for food at Wendy's, that Wendy's. It was a sad Wendy's.
They were
This
busy.
girl just staring at the screen with all the orders on it, just overwhelmed. Like,
Yeah.
break it down into pieces, manage it, you'll be fine.
They had a little bit of a tough time.
Stop for gas in New Jersey, and it's just the weirdest thing going from 287 north onto 17. It's made it.
That was special. There was this one. What the heck you call them? Where
It was a crisscrossy
The roads.
intersection. There was like 3 or 4 roads, but they all had like not slip roads, but instead of just coming to an intersection, they had like this comes off, dip,
and
dip,
like
dip, dip, dip.
30 yield signs.
Oh God, it was spaghetti.
It was a spot where you'd like, no, this does need a traffic circle.
Yeah, that would be great. Got gas and got into New York scot-free, except for a little bit of excitement.
Oh yeah. So we got racing seats.
Yep.
And obviously, someone had to try to race us.
Yep. Wouldn't be the first time someone has seen Faith and said, I bet that's fast. I want to beat it. This guy in like a nice performance car.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact model, but it was late model and well kept up and sounded nice.
His was souped up, and we knew she wasn't quite. So
His car sounded sexy by default. Mine sounds sexy in that laryngitis kind of way. There's a video coming about that early next year, but all that stuff started a couple weeks ago.
Faith appreciated the sentiment,
Yeah. But
Hard pass.
let's gonna keep that at 75 and the 65 and make it home.
alive.
And home we are. It was a fantastic trip. Again, thank you very much for accompanying me. You know, I did most of the driving, which I'm totally fine with, but the conversation was great when you were awake. The help in making both this video, like this video wouldn't have happened without you riding shotgun. And the video of how to swap racing seats, which I've already told you guys, the info card earlier, the description, blah 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 blah, end card. Like I could have done, but it wouldn't have been nearly the same. So
And a shout out to my uncle to giving us a nice
Yes.
hotel room.
thank you very
Yeah.
much, Doug. It is very much appreciated. So, this was the latest in Faith's 200,000 mile makeover. It's been a really fun time, but now it is time to get this gentleman home and to get me.
So I can sleep more.
Oh, right? No, you'll be wide awake.
Yeah.
I need to sleep because I work in 9 hours.
Oof.
So, cool. Also, it's cold and I want to get back inside the
Yeah,
car where it's
and it's
warm.
warm.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and others like it, please give me a thumbs up. Comment your favorite part, what you want to see, suggestions that you might have for Faith. I'd love to hear them, especially, you know, budget depending. I want to hear what you liked, what you enjoyed. Let me know if you want more like this. Subscribe is always wonderful. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.com/Boaterbug. Support at Patreon and Ko-Fi.com/Boaterbug, which goes towards crazy videos and hijinks like this. And you can always watch live at Twitch.tv/Boaterbug. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night, and I will see you next time. Bye!